Howdy, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode where we talk about male feminists and why they're bad. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to roast a bunch of male feminists and why it is important not to be a part of it. Stay tuned, everyone.
It worked.
Hello, everybody. It worked. Hey, Andy. And if you want to turn your cameras on, guys, you can right when the opening intro is coming in. I always tell this to everyone, and they still
You're not
don't
my
do
supervisor.
Let's welcome to tonight's episode where we talk about don't be a male feminist. This is an episode I've been waiting for almost 2 years now. This is like prime. This is, I think, everyone's bread and butter of just ripping into this because it's actually probably one of the worst things for a guy to be. It's a lot of stupid things, but let's go around the table and see how everyone's doing. Vincent, how's your week been?
Steve, my week has been awesome. Thank you for asking.
Nice. Ordy, you're in the background in the dark all by yourself.
That's how I like it, behind the Circle K. It's been, it's been very good. A first full week back at work, and boy, okay. So if it's not ball soup or ball stew, I'm basically making ball shepherd pie now.
Ball casserole.
The consistency gets thicker as it gets hotter.
Holy,
that's
meal. What the hell?
If there's someone who's new watching this show and they just tuned in right as he's talking about this, and
They
you've always
probably
wanted to
tuned
know
out.
what guys actually talk about, like it's random things like this.
They're balls. Yeah.
My junk is sloppy.
Tom, how's your week been?
Busy. Had a proofreader to get my book sold finally. I'm waiting to the proofreader, and they didn't finish it, so I got to find somebody else. Oh, people are unreliable. So, but it is life. I'll get another proofreader.
You want me to kill him?
What?
It's a her, and I know.
Okay.
But thank you.
Thank you. Extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, Andy, how's your week been?
It's thundering and lightning outside, so I had to go out in the porch
Very,
and do
very
my wind, lightning, smog, my best Elmer Fudd impression. My son's truck is in the shop, so I've been playing taxi back and forth to work with him for the last week. Other than that, I'm alive. I'm happy.
There you go. There's gonna be some other guys coming in. I know Tyler Day, he's like, I want in on this, and so he's coming in right after jiu-jitsu class, and Fet for Hire might be joining us, so that'd be cool.
I forgot to say, this past weekend, I'll tell you, everybody, every guy, a little tip. If there's a band playing locally and it's an outdoor concert, you can always listen on the outside of the fence. That's what I did. Our Lady Peace, a good band. I've seen them 5 times before, so I paid for them before. I sat outside with some other people, and we just listened to them live. It was pretty cool. So
Very good.
I saw more dead shows from the parking lot than I did from the actual venue.
Yeah.
Because the party's better in the parking lot anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My week's been pretty. It was very eventful. Yesterday was my 8-year anniversary, so that was fun. I did a whole weekend kind of thing because we were going to be working late. My wife was working late on Monday, and so we weren't able to do anything nice. But we went to the hole punch range. She had a look on her face. She was nervous at first, and then she had the look on her face of, I want one. So that made me proud. I was like, yes.
So you'll have to get 2 jobs now.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Because those Hello Kitty aren't cheap.
Yeah.
I know. I think it was Sunday, I did the 1,000 subscriber for YouTube channel celebration thing. That was fun. So it was a lot of fun. I kept myself busy this weekend, and it was a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. but I can't wait. I have some fun things in store for you guys tonight. Which right up next is our, if they would put these in organizations. You know, when you're trying to look for a video, it just never turns out to be where you need it to be. It's right here. I don't know. There it is.
Twitter.
Twitter. So I changed it up a little bit. There's no real simps per se. I think I sent it out to you guys, or most of you guys, the tweets. But since it's tonight is about male feminists, I thought, you know what? Let's have a little fun at seeing why it's bad, and we can correct these. We can pretty much make how they're stupid. Let's just be honest, guys. Male feminists are probably the dumbest people, because we'll probably get into of why. Their intentions are probably one of the worst things ever known to mankind. But trust me, it is. Nothing's good about male feminists. Nothing. But here we go. Let me get it all ready.
It's like war. What is it good for?
I know. Here's this guy. Ryan is his name. Picking up some feminist literature on my lunch break. Excited to learn. # male feminist. Guys, what is the problem with this?
He's a pole smoking fashion victim. I don't know. Just the visible aura of smug that seems to surround him.
Mm-hmm.
Intolerable air of smugness.
No, the girl with the dragon tattoo, the original movie wasn't bad, actually. I didn't hate it. I did not the American.
I'm glad that you pointed that out, because the girl with the dragon tattoo isn't really like a feminist type book.
No,
really?
not really. No.
It really isn't, but because there's a female protagonist, he's just a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You can have female leads and not be feminist films or good films.
Well, and that's the thing, but he's not smart enough to know that, a girl is a protagonist. It must be third wave-ish.
Exactly.
Now, Girl.
I bet he waited in line to see Captain Marvel.
Oh, you bet.
Twice.
He bought every single ticket.
He has the Blu-ray edition.
Oh
God.
And he listens to Brie Larson's commentary. Yeah.
All right.
While he pounds his meat furiously.
Here he is again, guys. A lot of sites won't let women show their nipples, so I photoshopped some onto me for some reason.
Okay, some reason is him trying to get laid. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nipple. What the hell? Who cares?
Okay. This is what I was talking about before the show. This is the creepy type of male feminist that's a date rapist. And if they're absolutely adamant pro-abort too, then that means that they are beyond a date rapist. They're just a pure rapist.
Now, see, the thing is, these tweets are going to be evidence in some prosecutor's case again.
Right.
Now,
A Dark Helmet says this guy gets more pussy than a cat lady in her 40s. This guy couldn't get laid in a Nevada whorehouse with a fucking Amex black card. Seriously.
And we'll go to the last one. Andy, what are your thoughts of this? I just want to hear your thoughts.
How would Melanie Mack put this?
How would she?
Do you want to be demonetized yet? This guy's the epitome of this guy is he's just a faggot, and I don't mean that in the gay sense. He's just like he's such a goddamn little pussy. He's like, oh, I can't get laid unless you know what? How many women actually like a guy like this? How many women oh yeah, I want that little non-threatening guy over there because when the shit hits the fan, that's the barrier I want between me and the bad guy. Of course, they've watched the MCU, so they think that a woman can take out a full-grown, testosterone-charged, adrenaline-filled man with, the Black Widow scissor kick. Except, well, you know what? If he hangs out, if he goes, if he goes to the colleges where, the girls that refuse to shave as a protest to deter the male gaze, which they're not getting.
Andy, this guy is sitting under the
works.
tree in the college quad playing guitar, playing fucking Dave Matthews songs, trying to get laid.
Oh,
No, seriously,
This
this
guy
dude is only a feminist because he's hoping that someday some purple-haired she-twink will let him come on her asshole.
I'd say he's playing that pink Barbie guitar, not the real one.
This oh man.
Well, let me get to the next one because it's pretty good.
This guy couldn't get any pussy if some girl left it to him in her will.
The Japanese could send him a robot and it would malfunction.
So this is God. This is
the Fuckatron 6000.
So this guy, let me get a little bit bigger because this guy is he has his what? I went a little too fast. Sorry, I can't go too far up. Whatever.
Women in comics are amazing. Twitter.
Women who create comics are amazing. Women are amazing. Go get them. At Heather, I don't know. Make mine. What the heck? I thought. Okay, when I saw this tweet, this image through Google, I thought it said male feminist. I didn't really read all the way. Make mine milkshake. What the heck does that?
He likes to drink white stuff,
we know what kind of milkshake he's sipping.
Yeah, nice.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a millennial. There's a certain point of my age and what I know kind of separates me into the older generation because I have no idea what that hashtag was. If anyone who's watching, you should let us know what this actually means because I don't know. Here's the other thing. What were you gonna say?
Okay, so there was this movement in the mainstream comics organization. It's one of the things that when they kicked Ethan Van Sciver and those guys out, and all these girls showed up with their milkshakes and they were going to take over, and they did this whole whisper network, accusing men of all these terrible, terrible things. Yeah. Which of course is what it. And the one chick, she went after the one. I forget who it was. She went after the one guy, saying that he was, creepy to her. But then he comes out and puts out the pictures that she had sent to him, and lack of clothing and stuff like that on her. And so she's sending him all this stuff. Yet he is the bad guy, and I've heard him described as looking like a boiled potato. And so he used his clout, hey, because if you're comic book famous, it's like being, it's a step above YouTube famous. Okay, so if you're comic book famous, you're famous in the comic book world. Most people wouldn't recognize you if they saw you on the street. They'd recognize your name and your work. That's why if you've ever been to conventions, you'll go around, you see people with their work up on the wall, and people will see the work, and then they relate, oh, it's that guy. So the milkshake was all these girls doing this whisper network to slit the throats out of the men that were in the industry to make room so they could take over. And what's happened to comic book sales?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. So I'll say this. He's not wrong in the sense women are amazing. Women can be amazing. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Women are amazing in a lot of ways. But the problem with these guys is, and that's the whole point of this episode, is why it's actually bad is because, and we've all pointed on it, that a lot of guys will become male feminists because they want to get laid or they think they can get laid. And that's the whole game plan. women, if you meet those type of guys, run away, because those are not men. Those are just scumbags. Their intentions are actually wrong. Or you'll find an actual male feminist who has only been raised by his mother and
his other mother.
And his other mother, and his third mother,
moms.
and his 24 moms. It's
You know, I remember when I was young and naive, and I thought that women were these angelic creatures, and they were so amazing. And then reality came along, kicked me in the balls, and I used to be that really nice guy that would, treat the girls the way that the ladies on the talk show said they wanted to be treated, and I got cheated on and treated like shit. And then more of life kicked me in the balls with like all kinds of everything fell apart in my early years, and was wondering where I was going to be living most of the time. So it was very negative, and I started treating everybody like shit, including the women. And they kept coming back for more. When I treated them nice, they left. When I treated them like shit, they came back.
Yep.
Yeah, I was never the type of guy that actually was kind of like treated a woman like shit. I just never was. I was too respectful. I think as I got older and actually hung out with other men who were married, who have been married, they had like a method down of like how to just be yourself, pretty much. It wasn't really a method. I thought it was, just because I'm like, this is kind of new to me, and because I've been turned down enough by women to where it's like, if someone said no, I'm like, okay, cool, I can go play a video game. Cool, dodge the bullet. But I learned how to be myself, and sometimes some women don't like a guy who is himself because he's blunt, he's honest, and sometimes some women don't. And some women, they love a guy who's honest. And I met one girl and she's like, I just want a man who's honest. I'm like, okay.
They say that, and then they find out what that honesty really is.
Do I look fat in these jeans?
I just walk away.
Catnip for Gen X women is apathy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
you just, I'm not saying like be disinterested, but it's just like, if you just absolutely don't care you're happy they're around, but if you don't care if they leave, I
wouldn't say apathy. Apathy sounds a bit too cruel. I would say indifference.
Sure. Okay, that's fine.
Act
because the opposite of love isn't hate; it's apathy. So you're right.
So I dated one chick in college, and she's like, I just want a man who's honest. So we ended up watching the Notebook. I'm not a romantic guy at all. And she wanted my film background. Like, what do you think of this? I'm in film school. I don't know jack crap yet. Like, cut and paste. Okay. And she asked for my opinion. I was like, this is the worst movie ever. No man is going to wait that long and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. She's like, when I told you that I want a man who's honest, I was like, yeah, how's it going now? She's like, I don't think this is going to work out. And I found out it was her favorite movie. And it's just like, well, too bad. But I learned something about this. There's two ways for like guys I will say this, who are dating and who are married. If a woman says, how are my nails? There are two ways to answer this. And my wife has pulled this on me, and I'm proud of it. It's the married or dating answer. Oh, yes, the nails look fantastic. Or the hair looks good. Or the honest answer. I don't give a fuck.
No. You forgot the other one.
Oh, wait, what? There's the third one?
Yes. They look really good. I'll scratch my back with them. See if they work.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to take that as a
They're going to look great tickling my balls.
Grab, squeeze, and twist.
But so we're going to get into the next segment, which Vincent said I should.
Yeah. I just sent you something via DM. So.
Oh, let me look at it. I think I saw it.
You said women are looking for honesty. So.
Oh yeah, you did send this. I posted this before.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, you've sent it to me before. I've showed it on the show before.
All right.
It's funny. But we're gonna get into this one.
Wait, no Canadian Spider.
Yeah.
No, hold up.
Damn.
Now you may be wondering, how does trannies take place in this? Here's the other thing. This is very short notice on this. I just use this as kind of like, is it this or that kind of thing? And I just think it's funny. I like the image of it. It's funny. But tonight we're gonna do a little thing called, is that a male feminist or a male? And I think I did good on this. So I'm gonna get the pictures ready. You know, as a producer and a host, I should get this all prepared. See, I'm just having fun, man. I'm having fun because this is
Chuck it, Trebek.
Yeah, suck it, Trebek. All right, is this a male feminist or a male?
That's a male feminist.
Oh yeah, male feminist.
Like Andy's like, oh yeah.
The guy that
I mean,
says you should give up his salary so women can be paid more. How about this? Your job is to put butts in the seats. Look, if you want to take part of your check and then divvy it out to everybody else, that's fine. But don't go telling somebody else how they should spend their money.
No.
You know, don't go telling the bosses, hey, you know what? I speak for all men. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You speak for you. Okay, and that's it. That's the way it should be for everybody. Yeah, it's like Peter Dinklage going out there and putting all the short people out of work because like, you know, he doesn't want to be like, it's so unfair. Oh, fuck off. A lot of guys had careers because of Time Bandits and R2D2. So when jerk offs like this come along and they're like, you know, it's not fair that women are paid, like, oh, cut me a fucking break. You know, how about supermodels? Do supermodels get paid too much? They get paid disproportionately more than male models do.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. Never mind.
Yeah.
If I think about Dinklage too, did you notice he kind of slammed the door behind him after he got famous?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
I will be the last midget.
And there's a lot of them that are pissed about it. I don't know.
So we're gonna get to the next one.
I mean, okay, look, Billy Barney got them all together to make Under the Rainbow, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's off topic. We'll talk about Under the Rainbow.
We'll talk about midgets later. This guy, is this a male feminist or male?
Ooh.
He's a male feminist in disguise.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Well, he's got a wife and he's got like 3 daughters.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know.
You know who,
okay, so we got to take the distinction here. Is he a second wave male feminist? Probably. That's when feminism was still sane. You know, that's when it was all about, hey, you know, we can do everything you can do. Not, hey, we're victims because of you. Now we have to tear you down with us.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be first wave?
No, first wave was just looking for rights.
Yeah,
they
Second
want to
was
be
looking for equality.
Yeah.
well, how is it? What was it? We want the same rights as men. Then it was, we don't need no man, because that was when second wave feminists with, I think it was Camille Paglia that said, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. So that's
Yeah,
saying
that
we don't
you can
need
have
no
it
man.
all.
Yeah, now like third wave feminism was like, we hate men. And now fourth wave feminism, men are women.
We are men.
And now the fifth wave feminism is, I'd rather take a bear in the woods.
Oh,
Yeah, until they meet the friggin' bear, then they're screaming for a man.
Did you hear about that? When that actually happened, the first California bear attack, a woman died from a bear and in the woods. Now, I'm not all for, like, I felt really bad, but it's just part of me was kind of like, well,
that mental health. Yeah, there you go.
You did ask for it.
I bet she was screaming for a man right at the end.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So, yes, Chris Hemsworth is a male feminist. Liam Hemsworth is actual man. Yeah.
I don't know.
I've actually met
Liam
Hemsworth. He's a pretty cool dude. Like the way he actually.
There's a lot of nice guys. There's a lot of really cool guys out there with mistaken ideas. And
Yeah.
it's like, and look, I come from a long line of pretty tough women. My great grandmother was 7 months pregnant with my grandmother when my great grandfather was killed in a train accident. She had 2 kids on her own. Went on to make her own hat making business in Philadelphia, and got to the point where none of the women went to church without one of Mary Mitchell's hats on her head. And then she was one of the first women to hold public office in Philadelphia. My mom's mom owned 3 beauty salons by herself in the 50s. And my mom grew up during the Depression, would not hesitate to rack you across the face if you dared to complain about the food that was being served, because you should be happy you had some. And then we had the neighborhood bully who my mom proceeded to whoop the living shit out of on the baseball field when she went around like you're walking around, bed and stuff like that. And there's Stella with the ground pound, whop, 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 and the cigarette never fell out of her mouth. The ash never broke off, and totally obliterated this girl who was 20 years younger than her. So I don't know what this is about, this idea of weak women and stuff like that. I know they exist, and I know that they're like, but it's like everybody else. You get what you accept. And if you're willing, if you're a man who's willing to accept it, like there was this guy I knew who was married to a family member, and he proceeded one night to say that women are the superior sex, and cut me a fucking break. This is why you need a man and a woman to make a baby, because you need a combination of both things. There's roles, and roles can be equal, but they're not the same. Mm-hmm. It's like, women that say like, I want the man to help out with the chores and stuff like that. Well, yeah, but you don't want to help out when the cabinet breaks. You don't want to help when I got to drag the old washing machine out of the basement. You don't want to help when I got to climb up you don't want to go up on the ladder and screw wood screws into the frame of the house if something's coming off up there. But I have to do that and part of the other chores too. So it's like, it's a give and take. And once you lose sight of that, what's my part and what's your part, that's where you start to get problems.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So we're gonna get going. This is a big one. I'm having fun with this one. This guy.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
That's a woman.
I was gonna say that's not a feminist. That's a woman.
I wouldn't rate him that high. He's a fucking vagina. Just a vagina.
He is the biggest. If there was ever a team captain, this dude, Okay, we'll go. I see. It gets a little trickier, guys.
Oh, that's
the guys that say like they would be willing to give up their guns to prevent more armed robberies and gun violence. That guy is the one who would volunteer to cut off his dick to prevent more rapes.
Yep.
Oh, he's an embarrassment to what the Hulk was. I'm a huge fan of the Hulk, and he was an embarrassment to that role. But
all right, so
Lou Ferrigno needs to just beat the crap out of him.
Yes.
Is this a male feminist or a male?
I don't know who that is.
That's
Guy Ritchie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, male. Yeah.
Man's man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got this guy. Apple.
Oh God. We don't want him. Get rid of him now.
Dude, Vincent and I he knew about this. But I didn't tell him where I was going to put it in.
He's killed our country.
Yes, this guy is a male feminist.
Is there any photo of him not in blackface?
Technically, guys, this is called a brown face. So Kamala Harris should be pissed.
Well, hey, he is half Cuban, so.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right, we'll let it slip by. This guy.
Ooh, man.
Oh yeah, he's big time feminist. Yeah.
Oh,
really? Yeah. Ooh.
Yep. See, I didn't know this stuff, guys.
See, I think of his role. He's a badass in his role that most recent.
Yeah, well, guess what?
He's an actor.
Yeah, true.
Chris Hemsworth can look like a badass, but he's still
I don't know much of his personal life because I don't know.
See, I learned celebrity gossip against my will, so I mean, I'm just going straight by what they look like.
Yeah.
All right, so we're almost done.
That son of a bitch is 100% man.
I don't know. He's drinking water in a can.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry. It's the look on your face, Vince. I was like, I'm so pulling this one.
Dude, I was 4 beers
don't see
in.
an
Of course
Adam's
I'm going to
apple.
look like that.
All right. So is Josh Whedon a male or a male feminist?
He's a rapist.
Jinx.
Yeah, he's
Show
a
me
piece of
some
trash
coke.
human. He's just trash. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
So
now I have a question. Okay, so
yes.
Joss Whedon. All right, now
Mhm.
Joss Whedon wrote some of the best women in best female characters in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Some of the best lines that he did script doctor work on to make iconic female characters. Now, I've seen girls put out to ride in a nice car, and I'm sure that all this horrible stuff happens in Hollywood. However, you don't end up in a room with the most powerful people in Hollywood by accident. And like, you know how magically a lot of women, like, that top button comes undone when they get pulled over, and they're batting their eyes and breathing deeply in front of the cop and magically don't get a ticket where, like, we're fucked. I fully believe that this guy used every bit of influence that he had to get as much pussy as he could. But how much of that was voluntary for women trying to get ahead in the business? That's where I'm skeptical of a lot of this stuff that comes into play. It's like, is it buyer's remorse because it didn't end up the way you wanted? Or was this guy being like a creep and kind of demanding these things?
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to know.
Well,
That's a hard
someone just sent a Rumble rant.
If somebody paid $1 to be a retard.
I realized that. I really did. Should I show it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're gonna roast it. I don't know. Queerwoods. The name just you got. I don't know if there's a he, she, he probably. Can we stop considering TERFs to be feminists? Can we change the F for fuckhead or something? There's no feminism without trans women. What?
Trans women are men.
Yeah.
Look, you can be a
thank you for the
trans
dollar.
woman. You can be a trans woman, but you're a trans woman.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You're a
not a
biological
woman.
male.
You're a trans woman.
You can be a trans woman, but you're still going to get testicular cancer.
Yes, and you have to get your prostate checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we're going to go to the next one. We're almost done, guys. We have a few more left. This guy, Jeremy Renner.
Oh,
No,
cool
he's a
guy. Yeah.
All right,
He's a man.
cool.
Anybody who is willing to get run over by a friggin' snowplow to try and help some, yeah. And he took the safety features off, which is why he got run over. So he gets more man points in my book because that's some shit.
He
that
lives
I
in the
would
Reno area, which is, people go to Reno just to watch a man die.
This guy.
Oh, that
The
cunt.
woman.
That cunt.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is Cuntson from Huntington Beach, California.
Dylan Mulvaney is more masculine than him.
Oh,
Yeah. So the last one.
Oh, alpha male.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? What is a feminist though? Because if you're, I think that there should be equality, but equality doesn't mean same. I've got a daughter, I've got a son. I want my daughter treated well, but I also make sure that they know. Look, if you get out of you, if you lay hands on a guy, and I'm not saying I don't believe like as my wife put it, some topic came up and she said, look, if my husband hasn't hit me by now, and God knows I've given enough reason to, and he hasn't hit me, then no man's got a right to. Now, I will make an exception. If a woman pulls a knife on you or a weapon or something like that, then all bets are off. But I'm for equality with the sexes, not the same, but equality. Yeah, then I would qualify as what you would call a feminist. But that's it. That's like you once you go past that equal sign, then it's no longer equal. Now you're giving somebody special rights or more rights, and fuck that shit.
That's the distinction between equality and equity.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You read that?
Yes.
Oh God. It's so stupid. People on YouTube are like, what? Oh God.
You want to post it and let me chime in on this one?
Yeah, I'll let you do it. So
Yeah, chime in because I was getting ready to go take a break, go have a cigarette, but now I want to hear you.
So
yeah,
with
Let 'em rant.
on Rumble, I am monetized. So anytime there's a rant, I usually cut off someone talking. I'll let them still finish, but we'll bring it in there because I want to thank people who are giving me whatever donations.
They have the freedom of speech.
They do. I say that.
Don't
Here's the thing: you have the freedom of speech, but there's a certain point where you come into a show where it's all men, logical thinking men. I'm just going to put a warning: don't get offended or butthurt if we say something different. Tom, take it away.
Yeah, trans women are not men.
hang
Trans
on,
women
let
are a type of women. They are different than cisgendered women. Oh God, screw up with the cis stuff. Just like there's a difference between white and black and Asian women. A woman is still a woman. Okay, no. I've told you, Steve, I'm not going to lie about this. I'm the B in the LGBT. I've told you that. I'm mostly straight 95% these days, but whatever. I don't care.
He dabbled.
I've had trans friends that are despised of this modern movement. You're still, if you can be a trans woman, I have great respect, but you're still biologically a male. You don't have a uterus. You can't have children. I'm sorry. And just like a trans man is still a woman, has a uterus, can't have children, but that's still biologically a woman. Use science, people. Quit with the BS. It's a bunch of bullshit. And just like non-binary, that's fake. It's not even real. And there's only two genders. Why do you transition to one gender or the other? Where's the third gender you're transitioning
Yeah,
to? There's none.
that's the one thing they seem to have lost in all this is the prefix trans means going from one to the other. There's no amorphous in between state where you get a special.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, if you're all in, you're all in. If you're
Yes.
not, then you're just a chick with a dick.
And you look at Blair White. She's awesome. I love her. But she admits, I'm a biological man when they die. Exactly. And Buck Angel, he's a trans man. He said, no, when I die, they'll find my body bones and they'll say I'm a woman. He's like 60. He's like, yeah, they say it like it is. And by the way, leave kids excuse my language, fuck alone. But anyway, sorry, rant done. And no disrespect to you, but I'm just being honest. No, a trans woman is still biologically a man internally. You can't fight biology. That's just
I have an observation here. Okay, so I've got friends that are diabetic, and they, you know what, they wish they weren't diabetic, but they're diabetic. I have friends that have had cancer. I've got friends that are short. I've got friends that are bald. I've got friends that are a little of both. But they may not wish that it's like that, but it is. I wish that I wasn't given tetracycline as a baby and it stained my teeth, but it did. I wish that my hairline wasn't receding like the shoreline, but it is. Oh well. I wish that I were taller. I wish that I was not the one of my brothers that didn't break 6 feet. You get what you get. What it comes down to is when you get older, and my father said this to me when he was dying of cancer. I said, "How you feeling, Pop?" And he said, I remember when a good day was I would go out with my friends, we'd have a great party and stuff like that, and I would, hopefully not wake up with that was a good day. Now, if I have a decent bowel movement, that's a good day. So things go into perspective the older you get. And you want to make yourself less problems as you go on. If you mess with your body, and you start doing these things, you start taking hormones, and this goes to people who take steroids. My mother developed breast cancer shortly after taking hormone replacement therapy after menopause. You put these things in your body, they're going to have an adverse effect. You're going to get to a point where you're like, you know what? I just wish I had a day without pain. I wish I had a day where I just felt normal. I have a lady that I teach. She's 77 years old. and they just put her on Ozempic, and she said, I woke up and I felt like I wasn't diabetic. I haven't felt that way in years. If you don't take care of your body and work with your body as it is naturally designed to be, whether you like it or not, it will affect you in a negative way. And someday you will be saying to yourself, wow, how many years is all this stuff shaving off of people's lives? How many years is this taking away from people that they could spend with people they love and do different things? Because everything in your life, you get one life and one body to carry you through it. Everything that you do that you possibly could want to do is predicated on how your body feels. You can't climb a mountain if your legs aren't there. You can't, do any of these things and feel like, it's going to shave years off your life. Is it worth it? And you can say it now, but you don't have the perspective of somebody, you know what? Because I guarantee you, if you were to give everybody, you could say to them, I'll give you $1 million, but you have to die on this day. I guarantee you on that last day, they'd be trying to negotiate, hey, if I give you the money back, can I have a couple more years?
Yeah.
We said diabetic fellow here. So, Glenn, can I just say one last point after that last few other ones?
Yes, Michael Moore, you can say whatever you want.
Damn, I'm still waiting for that check. They mentioned the children. I'm just going to say this right now. Chloe Cole, look her up. She's an amazing young woman. She's only 19. She started taking medication at 11. At 15, had her breast removed. Now she's reversed it, and now she's suing the doctors. She'll never be able to have children again. I think she has osteoporosis due to children shouldn't be touched. It's affecting them. They're becoming sterile. It causes osteoporosis. And no, there's tons of evidence that say, no, you shouldn't be giving them blockers. You shouldn't be doing anything. Leave children alone. Once you're 18 and over, do what you want with yourself. But no. And I'll end on that. So anyway. Back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, if anyone wants to look at the Rumble chats,
can I add something?
Yes.
The reason that doctors and medical groups say, "Oh yes, it's important that we do this," they're not doing it because it's important. They're doing it to make money.
Exactly, it's $1 million industry.
Sex reassignment costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, even at its most basic level. The money is there. Of course they're going to endorse it.
Go watch the Jordan Peterson interview with Chloe Cole. He asked her, did they ask you this? Did they ask that? She's like, no. Perfect. They don't even ask questions anymore.
Anyways.
Hey, a more important point real quick. Marks, I went to the UK before it started being powered by the Retardatron. I'm okay with being arrested if I ever go back.
Anyways, so let me get into the first question. The tangents, the Rumble rants.
I like to get my man bun. No.
You would. I know you would. Let me.
It was a lot cooler when it was called a top knot.
Yeah, actually, sometimes it can look cool and badass.
Generations of samurai are fucking
Hold up.
pissed.
I have to refresh because it's not allowing me to do anything. So here's a question I have for you guys. Actually, I will do it without having the image on there just because it's, yeah. So anyways, the first question I have is, what is the worst experience you had with a male feminist? Andy, you look like a person who...
Oh shit, he took his glasses off.
You're muted.
You're muted.
The worst experience I've had with a male feminist was when it was at a family function and somebody said that, women are oppressed and they're treated so badly, and it was right around the time my son was about to turn 18. I told him he had to go register for selective service. My daughter didn't have to do that, thankfully, and she shouldn't. There's certain things that men should have to do and women should have to do. And I've spoken to people in the military, and it was a commonplace thing that whenever deployments were happening where you were going into a hairy situation, most of the women would find a dick to jump on and get pregnant all of a sudden. so they didn't have to go.
It's true.
Yeah,
It is.
you'll find like that. Everybody. It's like Mike Tyson used to say. Everybody's got a plan to get punched in the face, and it's what are you really asking for? That's really the question. Is like, are you looking? You should not have special rights. It's kind of like people talk about abortion, and it's like Dave Chappelle said, like a woman should have all this power over a man to decide what happens with a significant chunk of your income for the rest of for the next 18 to 22 years. But you should have no say in what happens. Like what if the woman wants to abort it and the man wants to adopt it or wants her to have it? It's like that's not equal, is it? It's and you're fine with that. It's like how did Dave Chappelle put it? If you can murder the thing, I sure as hell can abandon it. So which I don't agree with either. But still, it's the point that there's no equality in that. There's no. Is it fair that women live longer than men? Should we do a Logan's Run thing here and everybody gets to get knocked off at a certain age? Is it fair?
Runner.
Is it fair that there's just differences in life. And look, that's what makes this mortal realm, that you don't get perfection here. This is where you work your ass off. This is where things aren't fair. And when you get these male feminists that come along and they want to abdicate their rights, you can do that. But don't speak for me. This is why I don't put myself in any group. I don't assign myself to a political party. I don't assign myself to a religious organization because I'm an individual. My rights are paramount to me, and nobody has the right to take them away. What the male feminists want to do is lay down, prostrate themselves, and give something away or put themselves at a disadvantage because of what they perceive as some kind of ill-conceived repression that's out there. But
well, what's funny is that you'll always see the male feminists. They'll be like, "Yeah, people in my industry need to give up their jobs and make space for women." They're never talking about themselves, though.
Yeah. I haven't seen any, but like Benedict Cumberbatch, we haven't seen any female supermodels turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? You're paying me too much. Kick back some of this to the men."
Nope.
Yeah. Tom, what are your thoughts?
Luckily, when I've dealt with conversations like that, I walk away. So personally, I can't say much of anything, but really, I pretty much agree with almost anything he says. I mean, it's just there's not much I can really add to that because it's just I walk away. I shut my brain off quickly when I hear that stuff. I'm like, yep, nope. I'm sorry, no. It's just I really can't add to that because it's just I just shut my brain off. Like I gotta go. Sorry.
Well, it becomes like I always say. How I hate the word toxic because I was like toxic masculinity. There's no such thing people. As hold up. There is. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. Nope. There is a thing called toxic femininity, or whatever you want to. That big word. Like there is that where that becomes toxic. Now, it's when I hear male feminist talk, it's very toxic in a way where. Sometimes I think a lot of male feminists they hate being a man. I generally think that they just hate it. Like a true male feminist, like Cumberbatch, he just hates the fact that I'm making all this money, I'm doing all this stuff. It's like you have no say. You were born the way God made you, or what Buddha or Hindu or whatever you want to say. Like you have no say. Like you are a woman or you're a man. The next question, because I think Andy just knocked it out of the park on that one.
Yeah.
Here's
wait
one.
A minute.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch has the luxury of having millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And he can take whatever position he wants because he can stop working tomorrow and he's fine. And that's the thing. It's like you can't. It's the same thing as Peter Dinklage. Like Peter Dinklage lost a whole bunch of employment opportunities for a bunch of small people. Okay. And who is he? Nobody elected him. What does he think he is? Kamala Harris? Like, nobody elected him to go and take that position. You know,
Hornswoggle, Dylan, he lost. He was pissed. He's like, "You lost jobs for us because now because of you." It's like, yeah,
it's like, yeah, but this is the thing. Like, you can't do that. It's like, if you really want equality, then go live in that person's shoes. But you'll never experience the same things.
They're too
You know,
small,
anybody who has kids, I sat there with, and I would, yell things into my wife's stomach when she was pregnant, like, hello, baby, daddy loves you, grow a penis. One listened, one didn't.
Good
But
you goddamn freeloader.
But look, you get what you get in life, and you can wish as much as you want that everything was paradise and equal, but it's never going to be that way. All right. And everybody has certain advantages and disadvantages. Like, there's no man out there, unless you happen to be driving in San Francisco and get pulled over by a gay cop who thinks you're attractive. You might get out of a ticket, but 99% of the time, it's going to be women that get out of the tickets because they look hot. It's like, what was that woman that said, like, that she said to the cop, I thought you didn't give tickets to pretty girls. She said, we don't. Here's your ticket.
Hey, hold on right quick.
By the way, you forgot Orty. Yeah, I don't think you get a chance to ask.
I know, hold on. I'm going to jump out and jump back in because there's someone that's actually trying to join us right now. So I'm trying to do that. So keep talking. I think there might be a big old image that might pop up. Keep talking, go.
Okay, big old image. And it's
Orty, you didn't go, so you want to?
Yeah. So the question being, what was my, the worst interaction with a male feminist?
Yeah.
Every waking moment on Twitter during Gamergate.
Yeah.
Oh. That was just, God. I mean, between simps and male feminists, and just. They actually, because they knew exactly what they were doing, they went on Wikipedia and changed the definition of cultural Marxism because everybody identified it for what it was. And so
people edit Wikipedia almost on the hour.
Right, but I mean, this was when they first started doing it nakedly and in the open. And yeah, just fucking.
Well, isn't it amazing, Orty, how
Adam Baldwin for starting that whole hashtag? But holy shit,
Orty, isn't it amazing how they'll always yell at you that Wikipedia is not a legitimate resource until they want it to be a legitimate resource. When they can go back and edit it, now they're gonna cite Wikipedia. It's like
the only time I'll ever cite Wikipedia is when I'm using their own argument against them. Here's a source you trust.
Hey, it's some
Wikipedia.
It's
howdy, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's all good. What were you saying there, Orty?
Oh, it's just so answering the question, since you were away, doing producer, whatever the fuck it is you do.
Yeah.
The worst moment with male feminists was every waking moment during Gamergate.
Yeah.
Which I imagine Comicsgate isn't too dissimilar.
The lovely Whisper Network and all.
It's all the same.
Yeah. So here's the next question. What were you gonna say, Andy?
It's all envy. It's everybody thinking that somebody's got it better than you, or
and grifters, because that Gamergate had some great grifters in it. Anna Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, Milo Yiannopoulos. I mean, holy shit! It had all the real fucking woodpeckers in that one, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
They're all currently residing in the Where Are They Now file.
Every now and then, literally, Woo will show up, but still.
Yeah. So here's the next question. Now that I actually have everything going on,
Speaking of trans,
I think like if I don't do anything for a while on Rumble Studios, it freezes and I have to refresh. It's weird. But anyways, here's the other question. Why is it bad for guys to be a male feminist? Tyler, since you were late.
Wait. If somebody's out there rolling, that's a legitimate excuse to be late.
Rolling?
True. Thank you. Yeah, I just got out of jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah.
Well, That's another good thing. I
Oh, yeah.
think any guy should. Yeah.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
get
anyways.
a 275 pound guy on top of you, and you can't get your side to breathe. Yeah, that's that. You find your masculinity real quick. Oh,
It's
shit.
tumbling for people with muscle tone.
Not necessarily.
Man.
There's a lot of lanky guys that it'll wrap you up like a spider, and you'll be like, "How the fuck did that just happen?"
Yeah, no, I've gotten my ass kicked by
Yeah, but
little
they're
guys for
Brazilian.
sure.
Sure. He's made out of pipe cleaners. How could he do this to me?
Right.
Surprise, surprise. But Tyler, why is it bad for guys to be a male feminist? We touched on it a little bit, but I want to get everyone's opinion on this question.
So I apologize if I'm saying stuff that's already been talked about. Like
It's
I said,
okay.
I just hopped on late. So it's bad because one, it just makes you look weak, dude. And I'm going to call it out right now. A lot of these guys that are male feminists are doing it so they can get pussy. The thing is, it makes you look weak, and women see right through it, and you're not guaranteed anything, especially vagina. So you're actually shooting yourself in the foot if that's your motive, which is also very predatorial. It's creepy and gross. If you have no actual conviction in it, you're just trying to get laid.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's hypocritical because a lot of these male feminists are out here. They're the same ones saying free Palestine. Do you want to know how they treat women in Palestine? Do you want to know what it's like for women in Afghanistan or anywhere under Sharia law? It is. I could go into a whole ass tangent about that. I won't. But just look it up, man. Look at the conditions that the women over there are subjected to. It is just horrific. But they don't care about that. They only care about these privileged white American women. And again, it's usually for nefarious reasons because they're just trying to get laid. So I see right through your bullshit, and fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing it to get laid, and they're doing it for the social credit crowd.
Yeah. Vincent, why?
Everybody else has touched on it. You know,
Yeah, that is
really
true.
no point for me saying it, and it's just like Tyler
Yeah.
said. They're doing it to get laid, and also they're doing it to fucking earn that real sweet Twitter clout. Excuse me.
Well,
Twitter.
the thing that like the reason why I think it's bad for guys to do this is especially for guys who are wanting to be a man or a man. And there's gonna be a point where it gets a little confusing for like, how do I become a man? No one's really taught me. I grew up in a single home family. I don't know how this works out. And sometimes some of the guys will fall into the trap of what a male feminist is, and then
I'm
go
gonna
that
show
route.
up with I'm gonna show up with a 6-pack of beer and a carton of cigarettes. I'm gonna show you how to be a man, boy.
Yeah. But it's there's a lot of that's the thing.
You're going to
It's
smoke
where-
all these cigarettes until you denounce the 19th Amendment.
Quit coughing there. Don't be a pussy. You got the
I
two lungs.
think with guys
Oh my
is
God.
when they hang out with a male feminist, they think, oh, this is what a male is, and then they get brainwashed into thinking, oh, this is what it's that, and then it's you go down a spiral where it's like, no, that's not it. We will make fun of you. It's you're not fun to be around, in the sense where if I say one thing and then because I've been around, I was hanging out having dinner with some friends, and we were watching sports, having a couple of beers. We didn't know there was a guy who was a male feminist. He disguised himself really well. And I said something about, I don't know, Transformers 2 or something like that. And he didn't like what I said, and he goes off on me. And we all looked at him like, what? That's the problem. It's male feminists are very emotional type people. I did a short on this on how men should be logic thinking rather than emotional thinking, because in emotional thinking you base everything on that and you just go for it, and then sometimes it doesn't work out. Most of the time it actually never works out when you base for men who makes
Nope.
decisions
Agree.
and thinks things emotionally. I've done the same thing. I'm guilty of that growing up. And we've all have, and then we've matured out of it, and we think, oh, we're logical. This guy, he flipped out for no reason over a little stupid joke I said, and it wasn't even that bad. He just took it. Oh, you said one word, I don't like it, so I'm going to go out. I'm just going to berate you the entire night, and it wasn't attractive, not in a relationship way, but just attractive in the sense where it's like, I don't want to be around you. Like, I'm going to step away. Like what Tom said, I'm just going to walk away. It was that bad where I'm like, dude, you're embarrassing everyone. And the guy who invited him, he was embarrassed that he invited him because he didn't know. This guy played it very well. And I guess this guy, he was trying to intercept what, like, the masculine guys, all the butch alpha males. And it was really weird, like his whole process. And I'm like, dude, for guys, just stay away. Like, you'll notice it pretty quick. And it's not good. It's actually unhealthy. It is, because you lose sight of things in life. It's when a male feminist is like, I'm gonna go read all these books and do all these things and go to all these protests and blah blah blah. It's like, dude, go to the gym, like eat a big plate of testosterone, and like go to a gun range and just be with men and just be a man. Like, it's not hard.
It's
Go chop some wood.
the three S's: sun, steak, and steel. That's all you need. Go out in the sunlight, touch grass, eat a lot of beef, lift some weights. That's it.
Yeah.
Look,
Totally.
it's pretty simple. Okay. Nature always resets itself, and strength never goes out of style. And you should be capable of doing certain things. But let's be perfectly honest. Okay. This world was built by men. This world was built and carved out of chaos and carved out of savagery by men.
Hewn from the very living rock.
Yeah, and it wasn't. And women come along afterwards. Now that the work's done, and say, "All right, now get back. I'm going to show you how it's done." And I'm like,
We need some pastels over there.
sooner or later, nature is going to reset itself, and you better have some men there that are willing to do the work, because that's what it's going to take. And because your machines will break down, all that stuff will happen, and then you're going to be stuck with, like, all this work needs to be done, and that you don't get that special week out of the month where you can sit back and take it a little easier, because the men don't do that. We get up, how many times does a man actually get a good night's sleep, but you still get up and go to work the next day? When was the last time, anybody that's over 40, when was the last time you woke up and something didn't hurt?
Yeah.
Can we go into like the late 30s? Because my body hurts.
No,
Well, let me jump.
You have whole new levels of pain you get to experience, Steve.
Yeah.
You don't even know yet.
But
Can
I just
you sweet summer child, you.
Right.
What were you going to say, Tom?
No, let me jump on that point just quickly, because I'm tired of these women to say, "Oh, men should just disappear tomorrow." Who's going to basically, your power goes out? What's going to happen there? Who runs the electric kit? Oh, it's mostly men. And I'm not saying women don't do the jobs. Who's going to bring the oil to where you've got to fill your car up? Oh, it's mostly men. Who's going to fix your toilet and the sewage and all these everything going on? Even the internet, mostly guys that run these. Without men, you're going to have non-existent. You're living in the non-existent world, and none of this is, So the infrastructure doesn't happen without men. Sorry.
Be quiet, ladies, and knit me a sandwich.
But to the question, okay. Male feminism, and I already touched on one of them earlier, is one of two things. It's either top shelf simpery, or it's date rapist. There's no in between. There's no. I mean, it's like we said before. You could be all about equality. I'm using that word, not equity or inclusivity. Equality. That's a very important word that gets muddled in the current conversation. But that doesn't make you a feminist. That's just like, hey, you know what? great, awesome. You want to do what I can do? Fucking have at it.
Yeah.
There's very few people that can, and in my industry too. So it's just welcome aboard, but good luck. But yeah, it's just pure simpery. It's you're either trying to get laid or you're going to get laid against their will.
Mm-hmm. No, totally.
You just use that as your in.
Yeah, it's just stay away from those guys.
Some guys say, "Hey, I bought cardboard when it was 14 cents a ton." I know the stock market.
You sexy bastard, you.
So
hang on, I'm going to turn my camera off. I got a boner.
So the last question I have, this is actually one of the most important ones. What are ways men can help guys to stop being male feminists? Because there's a way where it's like, hey, we're helping guys to not be male feminists. How do we get the male feminists to stop being male feminists?
A strongly worded email.
Beat them up.
Yeah, beat their asses. That's
make bullying great again.
Exactly.
Andy, how would you approach this question? Beat him up. An all capped email.
Start flirting with their girlfriend, and as they like, you can't do that. I just did. It's like, look, that's the law of the jungle, and it always will be. You can have people, and you may want to be civilized, but like, look, several years ago there was that cruise ship that ran aground or lost power out in the Mediterranean, and because of different circumstances, it took them 3 days to get to these people.
Oh.
Within that 3 days, they reverted to complete barbarism. They were stealing from each other, attacking each other, and stealing each other's supplies. So that inhumanity is never very far away. So
it's a thin veneer of civilization.
Yeah, it will revert back to chaos, and you better be strong enough to defend what you got, or else somebody else is going to take it. Because without men being civilized, women become property again. And that's the long and the short of it right there. It's like,
well, look up at Chaz Chop. It took them 36 hours to instill a warlord. He armed all of his thug buddies, and then there was sexual assaults and reprisals throughout the whole area until focus was taken off. The whole thing. I mean, it's. I always say that society is one empty toilet paper roll in the public bathroom away from total collapse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Vincent.
I stand by my answer. Beat the shit out of him.
All right. Tom.
That's the only way. That's the only way you can learn. That's the only way any hard lessons in life are learned is through pain. Touch the hot stove. What happens?
You never touch it.
You learn never to touch the stove again.
Yeah. Tom.
Try to punch above your weight with a hot chick. You get shot down.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a little story if you don't indulge me with this for a second.
Oh, God damn it, Tom.
It's a long one. I go to the bathroom.
Bathroom break.
Is this one of your rants?
Yeah, a little bit, because I'm going to be open about my own story. I never was a male feminist, but I've had female friends. I'm not one to say I've had friends, and I still do. But I was that guy in my younger years, and I'll admit to it. Screw it, I was always the friend, the nice guy, the whatever friend zone, blah 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 blah. And I'd always listen to my female friends' problems, yada. And I'll admit now, I'm 52 next month. I learned over the years. But I've been there, done that. Now, I was never a male feminist per se, but I was always the friend, always listening to everything, yada, yada, yada. And I realize now, I look back at myself and what the hell was I thinking? I was an idiot, I mean, I'm glad I met some good female friends. I do. And some of them were old school feminists. One was White Feather. Her name was. She's old school. She doesn't disrespect men. She just wanted true equality and stuff. And I loved her art, and she was a really cool person. But, I get to the point where I was like, hey, why am I always the nice guy? Why am I this? And they don't like the nice guy. They don't. I was always that one guy, and I never tried to push myself on anybody. I just wondered. Maybe it's the autism, the ADHD. I don't know. But I was just trying to be the nice guy. I wasn't trying to get laid. I wasn't trying to take advantage of people and stuff. But, I just figured that's the way I was raised, to be nice, polite, and have respect for people around me. But I guess with the female persuasion, I was too nice, and I would put sometimes on a pedestal, and that was a stupid thing to do. Never put a woman on a pedestal. Never. I learned that.
You put women on a pedestal only high enough so you can look under their dress.
Exactly. But and it's kind of funny.
It's like, well,
True.
Come 2020,
guns.
it took me 2020 and the turnaround of the world made me finally, where everybody got whatever. I started seeing the world differently in myself, and I kind of I grew up then. My career was starting as a photographer, but then my eyes bleed, and then I couldn't. I had to retrain myself to see, and it made me look at life differently, and it made me, diabetes and just alter my life and different things and certain shots and yada yada yada. But it made me look at what the hell did I do in the past? I got to change my perspective. Now I still have female friends, and I will die for them because they're good people, but I got to realize, don't be that, hey, I'll use your term, don't be that guy. And I was that guy for many years. And I'll admit to that. I wasn't the extreme male feminist, but I was sometimes too nice. And I haven't been that nice since. And I'll still be the guy that'll give the shirt off my back to the certain people. I've lent money to people, done this to people. But now I don't know, just show respect to yourself, and they'll respect you. So that's what I've learned over the years. I got to learn to respect myself and look after myself, and then they will show respect to you. And don't kowtow, don't kiss their feet, yada yada yada. Don't put anybody in a pedestal. And no, and I was the mistake for doing that for years. Maybe that's why I'm single for so long. But hey, you live and learn, and I'll admit to it. So don't do that shit. Don't. No.
Yeah. Ordy.
What was the question?
What are ways men can help guys to stop being male feminists?
You really okay. There's a very narrow twilight time that you can get in to do that, and other than that, you have to bully them, because you're not gonna once the brain worms set in. They need to be seriously abused by a woman before that'll change. And there's not a thing in the world you can do to stop it.
Years of rejection helps. I'll tell you that. And
there's that too.
Yeah.
It's like that. I mean, I'll give a woman the shirt off my back as long as hers is still swinging from the ceiling fan.
But I'm bummed.
Just take your time doing it, because you could pull your back out or something taking your shirt off.
I already did that today. I'm on muscle relaxers. I'm doing all right now. How you doing?
There you go.
How's everybody feeling right now? Doing all right? You happy?
I always have. Oh,
train.
Happy train.
It's Careerwood coming after you, Tom.
Oh no!
Oh, he missed it. Tyler missed it. Oh man, the little rants that just happened.
Hilarious.
The donations I ended up getting. Yeah. Tom went on.
You got money out of it, so yay! And I probably brought more money.
I did.
I kept them talking.
Hey, I got money out of it.
That's what we say on KLRN too. Hate clicks pay the same.
Yep.
I know, right?
Thanks for
Tyler,
for the quarter.
How would you approach this question?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Steve.
Wow, that's really loud.
Sorry.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
Ow, my earballs.
Thank you, Tyler. That was awesome.
Oh God, we're not pilots. Tyler sounds like the guy from
Train leaving Grand Central Station.
What he's talking
Is that
about.
better?
Yeah.
No, I want to piggyback off what Andy was saying. Proof is in the pudding, man. You got to show them. I'm not going to waste my time and spend all day trying to argue with a male feminist to let him know why his take is retarded. I'm going to show him, look, dude, women want a man that's a fucking man. Watch this. And yeah, go hit on his girlfriend and watch him crumble. Because if you keep allowing this behavior, these men start to become bitter and pissed off and chauvinistic, and then it just makes us all look bad in the long run. And it's dude, if you just get your head out of your ass from the beginning, you wouldn't be in the situation to where now you went from putting women up on a pedestal to hating them. I've actually seen this transformation in people before, and you do need to just be real with them and kind of show them. And bullying. I mean, bullying is very effective. It's fucked. But
That's fun.
it is fun. But dude, you're kind of forcing me into this situation because you refuse to listen. So now I need to fuck with you a little bit and bully you and show you women respect a strong man. Women want a strong man. They're not going to respect you if you're just walking around wearing a Kalamata Harrison. Is that her name?
Sure.
Kamado, whatever.
Yeah, Camila. Anyway,
Crab juice.
you being a male feminist doesn't earn you anything. You literally have to show them that they're wrong, because otherwise they're just not going to get it. They're just going to keep doing the circular logic and just taking the moral high ground, basically. It's like, well, okay, well, let me show you then, because you're not fucking getting it, apparently. That's basically all you can really do for them.
Well, you have to remember one thing that you take away from all that. Yeah, you can try and help them, you can try and do this, and you can try and do that, but you can't save everybody.
Right.
There's a limit. If, like, I took his approach and tried to help him. More often than not, I'd hit on his girlfriend. But if that didn't work, I'd just walk away and say, "Dude, you're on your own. I'm not gonna waste my time or put any effort into trying to help you out. I'll just go on to the next guy."
I remember I had,
and those noodly spank pistons are not going to stop me.
Damn right.
I had one in college. I had one of my friends, and we did cinematography class together, and she's like, my boyfriend is a complete wuss, and she's like, the next time because we all hung out after class. Sometimes we all go to the closest bar. It was never like the nicest bar, but it was just, hey, we can hang out and talk about who your favorite director was and blah 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 and all that stuff. And she's like, just hit on me. There's nothing gonna happen. Just hit on me, so I can get my boyfriend to kind of get his gears going, so he can be a man. He was a big pushover, like just how he like treated people. It's like he was way too nice. He was all like, okay, yeah. Always like shrouded. Like it's. So I did. He did not like it. I think he ended up being a man that night. Like just straight. I thought he was about to beat the living crap out of me.
I could just see you. Like, watch me pleasure your woman.
I was buying her drinks. I was doing all that because I knowingly knew she wanted help to get her boyfriend to be a man. At least not like a full-on man, but just like,
Man
have a
enough.
pair of balls and like stand up for yourself. And stop doing this whole like defending women all the time. Like, I'll defend women, but to a certain point, kind of thing. Like, it's, if it's the right time to defend a woman in a certain situation, sure. If a woman is getting mugged, like, you know what? I'll defend a woman. Like, she's helpless. Like, it's compared to against a man, it's like a no-brainer. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do something right. But yeah, this guy, I swear he was about to start beating the living crap out of me. And then she actually had calmed down. She's like, no, this was all a way for you to become a man. And he about lost it even there because he got tricked. And that's the other thing. Don't women, if you're watching and you have a boyfriend or husband who's very male feminist, don't trick your husband or boyfriend into being something. Even though he should be a man, don't just like work around it and kind of like, because that can mess up a guy also if you're just tricking him and stuff. And then finally I sat down and talked to him. I was like, look, she asked me and all this stuff, and we ended up being really good friends. And he goes, he told me like 2 months later, he's like, I was about to put you in the hospital. I was like, no shit. Yeah, I could see it in your eyes. He like grew 7 feet tall right then. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Well, for relationship wise, communication. Just communicate.
Yes.
With each other. That's it. Just communicate. Don't get something like that. That could somebody get hurt, So it's just, no. You got to communicate.
Yeah, but women want a man that's going to be a leader. That tells them, hey, this man is capable of taking care of me. So yeah, you're actually doing them a solid by putting them in a position to where they need to man the fuck up and show that they have strength and they're capable of defending their woman.
Now,
Well,
yes,
I'm going to
agree.
use an analogy, if you don't mind, quickly. And people are going to say gender roles. Guess what? They exist. Like, say, I'll use it for like a couple. You're going in, if you're in a couple, married couple, whatever, you know, the man should be the provider and the protector. The woman is usually the heart and the soul, you know, caring for the caring one and keeping the family together, you know, and all that. But they're all roles in a family. That's what men do, are the providers and the protectors. You know, and then that.
You know, my daughter this winter. She was sitting on the couch. Now, my daughter is a great athlete. She lifts weights on a regular basis. She deadlifts 300 pounds.
Wow.
And so this winter, her brother and I are out shoveling snow. And I come in, and I am all sweaty from just shoveling the entire driveway and sidewalk and stuff. And I come in. And she's like, she just looks at me, and I said, we just got done shoveling the sidewalk. I bet you're happy right now that we're not some kind of male feminist demanding you get out there and do your equal share. She's like, honestly, I'm fine with it. I went back to reading her book in a nice warm couch. So.
Oh God, that's funny.
Well, I got a better one for you too. So her and her girlfriend were in here, not that kind of girlfriend, they were in the kitchen, and we were talking about something with the guys that were talking to her, and she said she says to her best friend, yeah, my dad said I'm not allowed to date a Democrat. And her best friend turns and says, why would you want to? And I said, I did correct. I said, I didn't say you couldn't vote a Democrat. I just said if you did, you'd have to find someplace else to live.
So my wife and I, we talked about this of having kids in the future, and she goes, what if we had a daughter? I was like, I pray to God she marries a Republican. And then it changed into, I pray that she marries a constitutionalist, because Republicans are a little crazy. I've changed my tune a little bit. And she's like, why? I was like, because at least they know how to hunt.
Well, that's the thing. It's if you look at things, if you were to take John F. Kennedy's inaugural address and read it to somebody on a college campus, they'd swear Donald Trump read it. Or
yeah.
And because everything has shifted so far, I hung around. I was the hippie in high school. I was the guy that Jesus, I was an art major. You can't swing a dead cat in an art program and not hate 3 gay people. It's it's not a big deal. But
you're not wrong.
When you go and you want to reorganize everything to make yourself feel better, it's just narcissism. Let people make up their own minds. I don't think anybody should be beat up or anything like that for what with some exceptions. Those people that should go into wood chippers.
Yeah. I know you're
the PDF files. So, but
Shred
other
them.
than that,
Shred
look,
the PDF files.
Now, don't get me wrong. If I find out that somebody is a furry in their personal life, I'm probably going to be a little, dude, why? But other than that, just be responsible for yourself. And to me, it all comes back down to that same thing of reality. Sooner or later, you're going to have to protect something you love. Sooner or later, you're going to have to just look at it like this. Could you escape from your burning house if you had to? Are you in good enough shape? Could you carry your wife or your kid out of the house if you had to? If not, why not? You carry car insurance, don't you? You carry homeowners insurance, don't you? Why wouldn't you do that? Because guess what? Just why you should have a firearm, because when the cops are minutes away, seconds count. Well, what happens if the fire department doesn't get there in time, and you're like, well, maybe I should have tried to carry your mother out of the house, but she did make those brownies while I was trying to diet. So, you're going to have to you're going to have to come to a situation like that where sometime you might have to be. I have a friend of mine. He is 67 years old. And because of me, he got into doing the obstacle course race with us and stuff. And so he comes in and we work on strength training and stuff like that. Teach him how to like that. He's a small guy. And a couple years ago, he said that he got a phone call. His mother fell down in the bathroom and couldn't get up. So he climbs in there, and she was a pretty good sized lady, and he managed to like lift her up and get her upright so like she could like compose herself before the EMS got there and she wasn't all embarrassed and stuff like that. And he said to me, like, I really have to thank you. If it wasn't for all this work you've been doing with me, showing me how to move my body right, I would not have been able to help my mother. And she would have been sitting there for 25 minutes waiting for EMS to get there. That's why you need a man around. That's why you need somebody to do that heavy lifting. And yeah, you know what? For a short period of time, women can work out really hard and be very strong. But it's going to be a short period of time. And it's just like, you look at men. Your period of being really strong is going to end somewhere around 35. And then gradually, you're going to have to work extra hard to try and maintain it like that. So do what you can. Life comes down to be strong enough to do what you need to do and be ready when that crisis happens. Because sooner or later it will. And just because you've been lucky this far doesn't mean you're going to be lucky forever. So.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to get into one of my favorite segments because we've changed it up now. It's not really picking a name out of a hat, but it's everyone picking someone. I think it's kind of cool, and it's a cool change up. Not that one. This one. That's right. Tip of the hat. Because I have it. It's literally right next to each other. The two intro videos. I was like, oh, nope. So yeah, here at Man-O-Rama, we like to give a tip of the hat to someone who we know personally or who has inspired us, and we just go around because society doesn't like males, and that's why we're doing male feminists because those aren't males; those are just desperate, and some are of a lost cause and some aren't. And if you know a male feminist, at least try to put some logic into their little brain. Because once they figure out, oh, this is what it's like to be a man, let's go to the gun range. Let's have some fun. Let's go drink, crack a few beers, and build a campfire. Yeah. You'll thank us later. Trust me. And then you'll get a lady. Or Vincent.
I'm sorry, you what now? No. My tip of the hat would have to go to the International Olympics Committee for giving us the shittiest Olympics of the last 35 years. This has been the absolute worst Olympic Games in recent memory.
I haven't watched them.
Yeah, but that pole vaulter was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw a thing. I wish I had saved it. Somebody did the pole vault thing, but they put it to Careless Whisper by Wham. Oh, I gotta find it.
Also, the other guy, the Turkish guy.
Oh,
yeah.
the
The Hitman.
That dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he's a
Turkish
hitman.
John
I don't
Wick.
care what anybody.
Chad
oh
AF.
man.
Chad
Dude, that
AF.
dude was like hand in the pocket. Like he just came off of a golf course or just they just dragged him out like, hey, we need your help. And he's all like, okay.
No,
And
straight
they
off
didn't
the
even look
street.
like he was aiming. It's like he was aiming down here and I was like, this guy, I don't want to. And then I found out there's a picture of him with cats. Like, trust me, we've seen John Wick. Just no, don't mess with the cats. Leave it
dude,
alone.
He rates kind of high on the do not fuck with list. Seriously.
Does anybody else think that he got silver on purpose?
No.
Like he could have got the gold and like, nah.
Oh yeah.
I don't want people digging too deeply into my life. I'll just go for silver and just have
Yeah.
everybody talk about my unique,
They probably
style.
told him, how about you like tone it down a little bit? You're making everyone look really bad. Ordy, what's your tip of the hat for this week?
Shit, I had one and I forgot it. Okay, yeah. Hunter S. Thompson. Since we're talking about men, manly men, he was the stereotypical 60s and 70s journalist. The full gonzo journalism, writing himself into the stories, but still just lived an amazing life. Absolutely amazing life. And I really wish I'd gotten to meet him when I went to his bar in Woody Creek before he set it on fire.
Gary
Because
Ambrosia.
that's what men do.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm setting my bar on fire.
There you go. Gary Ambrosia in the Rumble chat, he goes, the Olympics were fantastic. They finally some equal treatment in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, haven't seen anything like that since the last trip down by the women's abuse shelter.
And what are the odds that two people with the extraordinarily rare genetic disorder happen to both be in the Olympics this year?
Yeah.
See, okay, here's the thing. I looked into this a little bit more, and I was like, all right, there is such thing called a hermaphrodite, but it's such a rare thing. I was going along with it. I'm like, all right, cool. They're hermaphrodite. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And I was like dead set on it. I was like, all right. And then this other dude shows up. I was like, whoa, whoa. Now things get a little fishy here. And I was like, they're actually two dudes. There's no, it's flat out two dudes. And supposedly in the U.S. track, there's a woman or a dude thinks they're a woman or something like that. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like, so I don't believe the whole hermaphrodite thing. I just think it's straight up two dudes. Like, one dude with the biggest possible nose you can think of. I don't know a woman with a nose that size. Sorry. It's like Michelle Obama's shoulders. I mean, Big Mike. No woman has shoulders like that.
I have to answer Gary in the chat. It's like nothing. You already told her twice.
Tyler, who's your tip of the hat?
I got to give it up for Jesus. I mean, the amount of times that I lost my way, and when I came back, it was just open arms, forgiveness, understanding, loving me. The fact that he died for all of our sins, and I continue to let him down time and time again, but he still is just patient with me and loves me. And I had a dream about him recently, and I got to meet Jesus in my dream. I made a YouTube video about it not too long ago. It was just, man, so it left me feeling so hopeful. Like, that's what I want more than anything when I finally leave this realm, just to be with Jesus. I don't know, man. I could go on and on, but I'll cut it off there. Jesus, tip of the hat.
See, that's like a Madden cheat code there. Because everyone's like, put Jesus in the hat, and I was like, no, I can't do that. That's a cheat code. But no, that's cool, man. Michael Moore. I mean Tom.
Michael Moore? No.
And you're not getting my paycheck.
I'm trying to think now.
It's going. Your check is in the mail to a prince in Nigeria. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm actually gonna. I can't think of another hat, but I'm gonna go to a gentleman that I've only known for a short while. You've only met him a few times, Jace. He's out of Norway. He's helped me a lot. I met him through Mike's show. He's a film producer himself, a musician himself. He actually wrote a song inspired by the poetry book I'm working on right now. And he's helped me out to be able to get into film. We're working on some ideas. We might work together on some stuff. And he's an inspiring story. I won't tell the story because that's not for me to tell, but he's lived a very interesting but hard life. But he's still doing his own thing. He's a good mind, and just a good soul, genuine. He's not afraid to speak his mind, too. That's what I respect.
As long as this film doesn't include a black couch.
Maybe. No.
Sit right here.
But no, I mean, he's been really helping me and just, helping me getting myself inspired too. We'll spend a couple hours. He's working on a film right now, and we're going through it through Discord and watching it and just showing me edits. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can learn to do some editing because I'm doing editing myself. I'm more behind the camera than editing, but he's showing me some stuff, taking the time to teach me, and it's inspiring to me. It's good to have that help, and I've never really had that before. So I want to put him in for that. So, because he's been a big help, and he's only it's not an age thing. Yeah, I'm 51. He's only 28, but you can learn from anybody. You have to be open-minded, but willing to learn from anybody. I'm always learning. Until I'm in the grave, I'm going to be learning. So, constantly.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Jason's a really cool guy. He is.
Oh, he's cool.
He
speaks his mind. He's not afraid to speak his mind. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the other thing, guys. Learn to speak your mind. Don't be afraid.
Exactly.
Andy.
I don't know. I'm so reserved and just it's hard for me to come out of my shell.
Right. I've seen your tweets.
So now I got to follow up Jesus. All right. How do I do that?
Yeah. Way to go,
well, I would
Tyler.
like to say that I just read a post the other day. John Milius isn't doing too well. His daughter's very concerned about him. And, there's a guy in the same mold as John Ford, like a man's man, kind of like, very did a lot for, all these movies that are so prominent in the pop culture sphere. They did so much to help young men be more masculine, more manly men. And I think the world was better when we did that. So let's all hope that John Milius pulls through and has a few more good, healthy years in him to be around with us.
Definitely. Did I miss anyone? I don't think I did. I think I got everyone. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Vince.
My brain cells are coming back. What?
There's only 6 people here. Don't act like it's a big accomplishment.
Okay,
Vincent put in the.
Oh, he did?
The, lost power.
Oh.
No, man.
So
Yeah.
Maybe you should get better power.
We got some shitty weather rolling around here. It's
yeah.
Up in the
made in the Northeast.
Yep.
My tip of the hat, I would have to say Joe Rogan, in the sense, not for all this, not the smoking the weed and the mushrooms and stuff, but for the fact that he's willing to listen to what people have to say. Like, he likes to hear other people. He likes to learn. It's something for me. I'm trying to teach myself, like, hey, learn from other people's past and experiences, and from that you're going to learn. You're going to get new knowledge of things, and I like that, and I like his way of approaching comedy. He's like, I will say it, and I'm not going to apologize. He may apologize for one thing. Okay, I'll let it slip by. Whoopie-doo. But he's a guy that he's determined to work hard at something he likes, whether it be martial arts or podcasting. Like, he doesn't let anything stop him. He's just going to keep going. And I think that's something that I look at and I'm like, you know what? I can do the same thing, whether it's in doing carpentry, building a house, doing something, making something for my wife, cooking, whatever it is. Like, it's just learning from other people, like having people come on with different life backgrounds, and doing stuff like that. I learn things from each and one of you guys, and that's where I kind of take it at. So that's my tip of the hat for Joe Rogan. But
good answer.
I'm old enough to remember when Joe Rogan had hair and paid people money to eat bugs.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember when I used to have hair. I remember he actually said it on one of his podcasts where he's like, I wish I never did the hair implant thing. Because once you go bald, man, oh yeah. It's
in all fairness, Steve still has hair, just sits on his nightstand.
It's called a merkin.
Merkin. Oh man, this has been fun. This was I enjoyed this episode a lot. This was fun, kicking the male feminists in the balls, if they have any. I don't know.
Pretty tough. Small target.
Yeah, I mentioned this episode was coming up, and I had so many guys ask, "Can I be on? Can I be on?" And I was like, oh boy, like it would have been like a complete
do
no
take
one.
two.
I might do a take two. I might. I know there's some other guys. There's some other guys that just I've never talked to. They were like, "Hey, I want to be on." I was like, "Who are you?" Like, can we get to know each other first? Like, because I didn't want it to be like this whole like 10 guys talking all at once and not a single thing being told. But
I don't
we
know.
might
You let
do
go
this.
of my purse.
We might do this again. I think we'll do it again. We'll schedule it in there.
You should bring Gary on for that one.
Oh God, I will definitely be. I will probably be canceled from that one. No, I'll ask. I'll see if Gary wants to come on for the next one because he would. Oh man, he would.
I think it's in Gary's contract. He can't appear on the same show as me.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we still got to get your call sign. We've been talking about that. We have a few call signs
For
to give
over
out.
a year.
Don't worry. Hey, you know what? Patience, young Padawan. But anyways, I want to thank everyone in the chat, everyone on Rumble and YouTube, and thank you for Queerwood for your little rants. They were quite entertaining. I took a screenshot just for Gary in case he didn't see him. But
It's not
I know, right?
though. Pick the right
So,
show.
yeah, I guess this episode pissed off the trans community in some way, which I don't know how that works
I
out.
just
but
wanted to come on
okay.
and rant around turfs. And now when somebody says turf, I don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
that's
call,
why I was
if
like,
you call J.K. Rowling a turf, you're not to be taken seriously.
Nope.
yeah. But next week, I don't know what the topic is going to be. But if you want to know, you can find me on X at not rancorsteve, or every day I try to do a 60 seconds advice, and sometimes I'll put a little short on YouTube where I'll talk about what's going to be the next topic. And clearly, that actually has been very beneficial to do. And people are like, "Oh, okay," and so yeah, and yeah, I don't know when the next Lego build is going to be. Maybe next weekend, who knows? But yeah, you were going to say something, Tom?
No, just after the show about next week, an idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Buttered
Cool.
sausage.
Butter
What
and
is it?
sausage?
No, buttered sausage. Now you got to go back and find the Gary Busey rant.
Okay.
Yeah, she was funny.
yeah. But
I got so confused for a second. I was like, butter and sausage. I think I know what you're talking about. The Luke
oh,
Pack,
good old Busey.
But on that note, we always like to have the great President Trump do the send-off for us because he's awesome.
And we say bye-bye.
All right, folks. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.